I have a Denver Bridwell. We're up next.
Denver, everybody.
Yeah!
If I felt worn out, I would have said, home is not the only place I have sex. In 2007, I was 20 years old. I was living in my hometown of Richmond, Virginia. I was in the middle of college, which is a difficult time in itself. I had terrible ADHD. I can't stand still, as you can see. And I was doing what the doctor told me to do. I was taking medicine for ADHD. But then a problem occurred. I liked it a lot. Like a lot. It's speed, if you guys don't know. What the doctor didn't tell me to do was take a lot of it. Way more than he suggested. But again, I liked it, so I did it. And the thing about problems is if you don't address them, they get bigger, they snowball. And I lost control. I lost control of myself, and I ended up entering a psych unit in Richmond. Coincidentally, at the same hospital I was born in. And when you go into a psych unit, they send you in through the ER, and you have to have blood work done. They want to know what you're on, what you took, how much of it. Are you going to die right now? Are we liable? It's all about the money. And they found I was on exactly what I said I was on, and then they found some other thing. But they didn't tell me that immediately. So they put me in the psych unit. I hadn't slept in 2 weeks, 13 hours and 14 days. That's enough to put a person in psychosis, which I was in. I didn't realize what was happening. And a couple days in, they told me, we're gonna take you to a doctor's office within the hospital here. And I said, fine, if it gets me out of here, I'll do it. I'll do anything. And the whole time, my parents kept trying to contact me. And because I was 20 years old, I was an adult, I was allowed to tell them no. I never told my parents no before. It's very liberating. So we went to this office, and I was brought in, and despite looking like a slumlord, I grew up very upper middle class, comfortable. That's my parents' deal. That's what I was dealt. And because of that, I didn't have much hardship growing up. There wasn't much hardship in my life. Everything was very comfortable, very, I grew up sheltered. And I didn't know what an oncologist was. And that day I found out. So I go into this oncologist's office. My first thought is, why are you here? You being my parents, who I refused to speak to. I was still riding that say no high. And they said, Denver, we gotta talk. This doctor says there's something wrong with you. And I said, okay, well, what is he saying? He's saying you need to leave here and you need to immediately go to another hospital to start treatment. I said, I'm already in treatment for something I did. I'm dealing with that on my own here. And they said, no, Denver, do you know what leukemia is? And I said, no. And they said, leukemia is a blood cancer. It affects the white blood cells. And then I saw red. And I ended up in another hospital. I don't know how I got there. Again, psychosis, no sleep. And when I get to this other hospital, there's a lot of coincidence in this story. Coincidentally, our best family friend was the education director for the child oncology unit at this other hospital, Medical College of Virginia, MCV. And my mom's first reaction when they tell her, call Alma, that's the family friend. Alma, coincidentally, is in a team meeting with the entire child oncology unit. Again, I'm 20, that's almost a kid. I was acting like a kid. And in this meeting, Alma says to the team, our best friend's child just got diagnosed with leukemia. What do I do? And so Dr. Goodare, my lifesaver, stood up and said, I'll take him, he's my case, this one's mine. So I meet Dr. Goodare, and again, very comfortable, very sheltered, very white. I didn't know any Jews. She was from Israel, real deal, like probably killed people. I don't take direction well, but if she told me, all right, you can die of the cancer or jump off this cliff, I'm like, I'm doing what you said. The cliff, I'm going. This woman can get me to do anything. And what I learned over 3.5 years of cancer treatment, Dr. Goodare, she fixed me. I'm alive. I'm here with you tonight. I didn't die. So she did that. But she also taught me a lot of things. I grew up a lot. And what I learned was that my parents had this immense amount of love for me that I didn't know was possible. I didn't know anyone human could love anything else the way that they love me. My mom spent night after night after night after night sleeping in a chair much, much, much less comfortable than what you're in right now. She shed an ocean of tears. My dad started exercising. It's a big deal. And I really became the person I am today because of that experience. So through this hardship, which I hadn't really had any until that point, so I just, 20 years worth compounded into 3.5 years. I guess I was due for it. It made me a much better person. I wouldn't have gotten up and spoken in front of all of you delightful people back then. I would have said, nah, I like doing speed. I'm going to do that instead. So, the moral of the story is, through the people I love, my parents, who contacted Alma, who put me in touch with Dr. Goodare, the Israeli murderer, through all of that, I learned to love. It's what got me. I'm from Mississippi now, or I live in Mississippi now. It got me there. I wanted to get as far from Richmond as I could without crossing the river. I was a swimmer. I'm not into water anymore. I met my wife. We bought a house. We got married. We got married in Vegas. My 2-year anniversary is a week from today. Thank you. So all of this love, all of these experiences, which are abysmal, terrible, but they brought me to such a great place. All of that stems from a little fun doing speed. Drug abuse saved my life. Thank you.